Hey guys, Jules here with Dropping Jules, and this is where we talk about everything real estate, finances, everything in between. And this morning, I am so excited to have Dustin Geroski with me. Hi, Dustin, how are you?
Morning. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So excited to have you on. I know it's been a while, and I'm truly honored to have you on the podcast for you to share some jewels with everyone on what you're doing. And we'll go ahead and get started. So, it's a Monday morning, super early in the morning, super excited to be here. Tell us a little bit how you got started in real estate, or give us a little bit of background about you first. Tell us, give us a history first about you.
Yeah. So in short, I had already had worked in finance, so a lot of the rules and everything apply. And if anything, they're a lot better in real estate. But essentially, it was LD that got me into real estate. We were we were friends. I think we were training for like a half marathon or something.
Hmm.
And he was just like, "Hey, do you want to start buying real estate?" I'm like, "All right." So I didn't really. That was over 3 years ago, a little over three.
Hmm.
I didn't know anything about real estate really. And then him and I did a mini mastermind where it was just him and I, and we went to
Hmm.
Puerto Rico for 5 days.
Oh, wow.
And we just like wrote out a plan, some obscenely large goals, all that fun stuff. And then, yeah, I still have the notebook over here. And then just chipped away at it as much as I could over time. And then like the compound effect just started kicking in more and more.
Wow. Okay, so you have a background in finance, and your friend LD got you started in real estate. So you had this mastermind, and so what was the plan to walk us through that a little bit as far as what you were doing in real estate? Was it wholesaling? Was it for audience listening who's new and want to get started in real estate? What was like your initial, what did you guys get into?
Yeah, so I think this helped actually a lot. The
Mhm.
goal has always been buy and hold.
Okay.
And then everything else has been like treated secondary or tertiary, whatever. So technically, the first deal we bought a condo near Disney, um, just a regular rental. But
Hmm.
through that, though, and it wasn't even an amazing deal, honestly.
Hmm. It's just a
It's
deal. Yeah.
like, yeah. And so because of that, though, I found my first wholesale deal because we're
Hmm.
looking at all these deals and like, well, I don't know, this is okay, but it's not our buy box. It's too big. It's too far from Disney.
Hmm.
And it actually turned into just a handshake wholesale deal
Okay. Okay.
where
Wow.
the
Handshake.
seller,
Yeah.
yeah, virtual handshake. So the seller, we had a mutual friend we realized
Hmm.
from like years ago.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, I'm not the buyer for this, but I probably know how to sell it. And
Hmm.
all I did was basically just post it in the Facebook group, Subto.
Hmm. Hmm.
And next thing I know, I found a buyer. And then, yeah, he sent me the money like it's like 2 weeks after closing, but I still got it.
Wow.
And that was
That's a risk.
so, yeah, I figured though, regardless, it opened, whether I got the money or not, I realized how I could connect people and make money. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was 2023, early 2023, like spring. We bought our first deal, first wholesale deal.
Mm.
And then that just, yeah, that was the beginning, the first
That,
dominoes.
that was the first dominoes. Okay, so you mentioned Sub2. So for our audience listening in, Sub2 is our real estate community with our friend and mentor, Pace Morby. You want to tell us a little bit about that, Dustin, and how you got started in Sub2 and what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so it's funny. So LD and I, we went on that mini mastermind
Hmm.
November 2022. No, December. So then we come back and we have this obscene, 10-year, 5-year goal of like, all right, we're
Hmm.
buying $100 million of property.
Hmm.
This is where we want to buy it, all this stuff. And we're like, all right, how do we get money?
Hmm.
So then after like a week after coming back, I see a YouTube ad of Pace buying. It was like, buy properties, no money down. So I showed
Hmm.
it to LD. I'm like, all right, is this legit or what? Or is it clickbait? And he's like, well, I haven't done it, but I know my dad's done it.
Hmm.
So that's all I needed to hear. Um, Actually, LD was against me joining Sub 2. He's like, no, don't waste your money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we laugh about it today. So I waited a couple weeks and I was like, no, I'm trusting my gut. I'm rolling with it.
All right.
So then I joined, I think January 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. And just, yeah, went full steam ahead. Essentially, it's not just really coursework. You always hear Pace say the network.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so that's all the deal flow, capital we raise, like everything is derived in some way from Subto.
from Subto. So if you're listening, I'll drop a link below on how to get into Subto. It's an amazing community with Pace, our friend and mentor, and our partner. So they'll be there. Jumping back to LD. So how did you all meet again? You said you were friends.
Yeah, I mean, we first met is actually at church. I think I asked him something about a week in a couple of weeks, what like if he could help with something, it's something like random. I didn't even know him. And he's like, "No, I'm going to Everest that weekend." And I mean, you know LD,
Yes.
where he's dead serious, and I thought he was joking. He's like, "No,
Right.
seriously, I'm going." So that's how we actually first met.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. The reason why I asked for those who are new and listening here about partnerships, you took a chance on him. So would you share something? You've been in a couple different partnerships. With the one with LD, like what made you join this mastermind? I mean, it was just weird, right? I mean, just out of the blue.
I'd say the two big things back then and now,
Mm-hmm.
and in the future, is do they have tangible results, like tangible evidence of what you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Like they have some sort of, tr paper trail of what they're doing and how it'll benefit what you're going to do together.
Okay.
So they have like momentum in that specific, like, I guess, field, industry, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And then also just evaluating temperaments, if you guys have similar temperament as well.
Okay.
And so we did. And so, I mean, he was already retired from real estate. Boom, first box checked.
Right.
And then, he's pretty mild mannered. He's not, doesn't really freak out. And
Mhm.
so I was like, all right, I can get along with this guy. And yeah,
I
those
love
are
that.
that those are the two big ingredients, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. I love that. Tangible results and the temperament. You definitely you hit two things on the head there. So thank you for sharing that. So when did we meet? Did we meet in sub two or are you in Gator also?
Gator, I think we met in Montana.
Montana. Okay. So
Yeah, with
in
Ricardo.
July. What July? Yep, that's right.
Yeah, we went to that taco place.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay, awesome, awesome. So since then, you joined Owners Club. So tell us a little bit about Owners Club and why you felt you had to join Owners Club. And what is Owners Club? So it's just like one sentence, two, three, however long.
Yeah, I'd say because I had joined Sub 2, I'd met Pace in person at the very last Sub 2 mastermind and got like very detailed guidance.
Hmm.
So between that and just Sub 2 in general, I found if I did what he said and didn't quit and just like did it, it worked. So then when Owners Club opened, I was like, all right, there's a trend. It's like if I did the same thing with Gator. It's like if I actually just do it, it's gonna work.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, all right, well, all the evidence so far suggests I should do this. And so I did. And yeah, essentially Owners Club, it's really Pace's mastermind
Yeah.
of buying businesses together, but also to me, it's a massive filter. That's the big benefit is you're in this very small room that is not anyone is in it. So it really filters down the type of people that you want to be with and collaborate with.
Yes, I totally agree. Totally agree. So one thing that you shared, okay, so we met in Montana. We had joined Owners Club, and you joined because you saw the tangible results from Sub 2 from Gator, and you were doing exactly what Pace had told us. So
Hmm.
I know we also had that time a day with Pace in December. So I
Hmm.
don't know if you shared. I mean, we took the Wemo that one time, and I asked you a question like, "What would you do to make active income, say, in
Hmm.
2 days?" And I totally respected that because you were one of the ones that was actually doing and taking action within Owners Club and also in Sub 2. And
Hmm.
I don't know if I shared this with you or not, but you were my inspiration to actually take in actions because I
Hmm.
looked at your YouTube channel, I looked at your LinkedIn, and I saw where you were taking the example from Pace and doing exactly what he told us to do, right? So you did the YouTube, you did LinkedIn, you were doing the newsletter. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to follow Dustin. And I just want to thank you for that because you were, of course, Pace told us to do it, but I needed someone on my level. Of course, you're higher than
Yeah,
my level, but I saw what you were doing. And I'm like, dude,
someone more relatable.
yes, yes, more relatable. And then, you were kind of guy like, let's just go with the simplest, right? Just do it. take what Pace did, and you broke that down for me. So thank you for doing that. And I've shared that with other people that I've chatted with. Like I followed Dustin's whatever he did. I just went straight behind and
Mhm.
did your YouTube and your LinkedIn. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
mean I've seen you've been consistent with it. Would you say it's been worth it?
yes, yes, it has been
Yeah,
worth it. As far as um, getting my name out there and just,
yeah,
kind of putting taste pace to the test, basically, and seeing the people that reach out. And I'm still not like 100% niche down. I have to take paces and just focus on one thing, like you told us, for like 90 days. So I am
yeah.
kind of, but I think, well, I know that because of doing that, it's helped me to discipline myself. So the one thing, I'm coming up on, I just posted on, the other thing was the Instagram, posting on Instagram. So I put like a day that today is day, whatever day I just posted, but 365. So in December when we had our talk and that Wemo, I made a decision that I'm going to post one thing, just one thing on Instagram stories. Just keep it simple. And I've been consistent in doing that. And then just a discipline to form. So thank you so much for that, Dustin. So
No, that's
yes,
awesome. That's
yeah,
amazing to hear.
yeah. So tell us a little bit. We're switching. So went through Sub 2, you joined Gator, then you joined Owners Club, all because of seeing seeing what Pace has put out, being able to relate to everything that he's been doing. What is your Mount Everest? And explain to our audience what Mount Everest is.
Yeah, so our 5-year goal, everyone in Owners Club has some sort of 5-year goal that is very specific and tangible. Not too tangible. Like it's a big goal.
Hmm.
So mine has evolved over the past 18 months.
Okay.
So essentially, in short, mine is helping 1,000 people afford housing. So it's been different versions of that, but I needed it used to be a lot more specific towards just co-living.
Hmm.
But I realized helping 1,000 people afford housing, and then in return, I'm making $50,000 per month by helping provide that service. So that under that umbrella of 1,000 people, it's through co-living, providing affordable housing, rent by the room model, and then actually these new development, just these building 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 2-bath in Hawaii. It's like very entry-level homes,
Hmm.
affordable housing.
Awesome, awesome. All right. So that's a very, like you said, it's a 5-year goal. I love that you're providing affordable housing because we all know that that's a key component of the housing crisis right now. So you mentioned a couple things, so we're going to take that and break it down a little bit if you don't mind. So co-living, that's the rent by room model. What are some of the advantages you see for the co-living model?
I'd say the biggest one, uh, like from the investor perspective,
Let's
it's
do, yeah, you can do both, investor and buyer.
okay. Well, I mean, the person living in it, of course, most important in the equation is like South Florida. You're in Miami
Hmm.
or Fort Lauderdale or
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, South
Yeah.
Florida. So it's really expensive down there, right? Like
Mhm.
I lived down there 2 years ago, and even just a 1-bed, 1-bath was like 2,500, something like
Mhm.
that.
Yes.
And so a lot of people to qualify for that, their income needs to be, I think, like at 80K or something.
Mhm.
It's something like it's not entry level jobs. Like it's either 2 people live together, 3 people to qualify. So anyway, housing is growing more difficult to afford. So the co-living though, it is rent by the room. And so instead of, trying to get a studio and you need 80, $90,000 a year income, which is above average,
Mhm.
then rent by the room, they only need like 30 something thousand dollars per year to qualify. And really they're just renting what they actually need. They're not renting they don't need a full kitchen to themselves or a full living room. It's like they just need a room.
Right.
And so there is a very strong demand, and that's what we're doing is supplying the actual inventory that people can afford but actually need.
Okay. Awesome. So you mentioned something there. So typically, so we'll take Miami for instance, 80,000 a year versus 36. So by you're cutting it almost in half, right? A little bit more than half. and then
Mhm.
you're letting them afford a place, something to, is it, so it's more transition, right? What are you seeing as far as your tenants that are staying in your property? How long are they typically staying on average? Is the model more of a long-term solution, a midterm solution, or short-term solution?
Yeah, so here's some Padsplit data,
Hmm.
straight from them within the past 5 days. The average age of the person staying in it is 36.
Okay.
I don't remember what percent, but more males than females
Hmm.
are staying in it. The average stay time is 8 to 10 months. And so, yeah, it's not very short as long as the property is decent,
Hmm.
like moderate upkeep, moderate finishings. Like the 8 to 10 months is pretty reasonable to expect. We have a property in Atlanta that there's people in there for 3 years.
Oh wow. That's
So like,
amazing. That's awesome.
yeah,
So again, it all depends on how it's laid out, what amenities you're providing for a long-term stay. Um,
yeah.
what's your take on having the communal aspect versus so like, so removing the living room versus keeping it in?
So this is just my opinion, of course.
Mhm, for
I've lived in 5 different co-living,
mhm,
mostly through undergrad,
mhm,
but I've lived in it in different countries. I've lived in it in Hawaii.
mhm,
So a wide range of different people to experience that with.
mhm.
The co-living always caused, or I mean, the living room always caused more problems than benefits. And maybe it's me, I don't know. Maybe I was the problem. But every scenario I've seen, I think it makes sense when you're a bigger investor. But if your goal is to get out of your 9 to 5,
Mhm.
I say just focus on getting the first 5 to 10 regular co-living properties without getting fancy. Because
Mhm.
it's like as soon as you add the living room, now you have to add additional personnel to your team. Well, who's
Sure.
going to be the point of contact when things go wrong?
Mm.
Or like it's like you're adding more complexity,
Mhm. Mhm.
which I think is good, but for most people that are still trying to get their first 1 to 5 co-living deals, it's like I say wait.
Yeah, I love that. And that's what I love about you because you keep it so simple. Like keep it basic. Just do this. So thank you for sharing that. So back to your Mount Everest. So the first one you said was the co-living and 1,000 affordable housing for not just a specific, not co-living, but just affordable housing. Where are you focused on that?
Yeah. So, I mean, we own co-living in Florida, Georgia, and Texas.
Hmm.
Moving forward, we're very focused on Texas because of a couple of reasons. We can do new construction there like easily,
Hmm.
10 bed, 10 bath,
Hmm.
but also the zoning. So a lot of parts in the country, there's restrictions on the number of unrelated people that can live together, which isn't a huge deal, but we figured if we want to buy several properties, let's
Hmm.
minimize risk. So
Absolutely.
in Houston, there is no unrelated like restrictions.
Yes.
And so yeah, we're staying close to UH and then Texas Medical Center. They employ over 100,000 employees. It's the
Mhm.
biggest in the country. So we're staying in on this little bubble.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's why Lura and I are there as well because of the zoning. So
Yeah.
yeah. So what this is for our viewers, very interesting. Thank you for sharing on the co-living and what you're doing. What do you need specifically for the co-living? For anybody listening out there, how can we help you?
Yeah, so for co-living, we typically just are raising capital,
Hmm.
private money partners, so they're actual equity partners.
I love that.
They're not just getting like a JV or anything. They're going to actually they're in the LLC,
Hmm.
which is good for a variety of reasons.
Awesome. Yes.
The first is like people pass away, whoever. It's very easy to make sure your family is keeping ownership.
Hmm.
Um, but also the other part though that's really cool is when they're in the LLC. We found that the hardest part of new construction co-living is qualifying for the loan, the build loan.
Okay.
Like and even LD, he has over 50 properties now. They give him a hard time to qualify for that loan. And it's because they want very specific
Specific.
experience within the past 36 months. So what I'm getting at is by people being a part of these deals as private money partners, they're building that resume to more easily qualify for build loans in the future if they want.
I love that. So again, guys, join in with Dustin. How can they reach you, Dustin? What's the best way for if someone's
Yeah, the
interested?
easiest, the best and easiest is just buy deals with Dustin.com. That actually just goes to my link tree,
Okay.
but also Instagram as well. And so that's really the best way because on the link tree it shows like, all right, if you want to be a PML for Hawaii deals, if you want to be a private money partner for co-living in Houston, it's
It
all
has
outlined
everything.
there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So again, if anyone, for our audience, if you're interested in co-living or and also how to get started as a PMP, just reach out to Dustin at buydealsdustin.com, right?
Buy
That's
deals with Dustin.com.
with
Yep.
Dustin.com. Okay, and it'll be in the description, guys. So, and then your IG is
Yep. Just Dustin Geroski.
Dustin Geroski. So two ways to reach out to him. Okay, so perfect. So we did the co-living. I love that you shared that. Looking for PMPs. We got a way to reach out to you. Let's shift into the second part of your Mount Everest. So share that again and tell us a little bit more if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah. So still under the umbrella of helping 1,000 people afford housing. This other part though, it's so in Hawaii, the reason I like gravitated to Hawaii is I used to live there, had to move during COVID. Um, so connections, understanding of what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it's really, really expensive.
Yes.
So a regular home, 1700 square foot, can very easily be $1 million without AC.
Wow. Without AC.
Without AC.
Oh my gosh.
And that's on Oahu, Maui, Kauai. However, we're building on Big Island, another partner and I. He's the one that has majority of the experience. And so the cost there, though, for a starter home or someone that's retiring from
Mhm.
one of the other islands wants to move. So a 3-2 or a 4-2 is around 400, 500,000.
Versus the 1 million.
Yeah. So what we see a lot, the demographic of buyer is either someone retiring,
Mm-hmm.
someone older, they're selling their home, they got a lot of cash, and they're just buying these homes, that cost half on Big Island with straight cash. Or it's someone that has inherited a home, family member passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, well, I can't keep this thing on Oahu or whatever. So they sell it and then they're buying something. And then third is remote workers. So
Okay.
remote workers working on Big Island from anywhere really.
Interesting. So I love that, you're going back to Hawaii, and helping out in that Big Island as far as affordable housing. So again, the three demographics, one was the retirees, one if they inherited, and then remote workers. That's amazing.
Mhm.
What so far, how many have you built and can you walk us through a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm personally involved in two projects there now.
Mm,
My operating partner, he's built over 70 there,
oh,
and
amazing.
then he's done over 100 flips on Oahu.
Okay. Okay.
Essentially, I'm raising capital for his deal flow, but then also helping throughout the project, like coordinating communication and then stepping in a little more and more on the project management side.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. So for the Hawaii projects, you mentioned raising capital, so you're looking for funding for these
Mhm.
projects. Can you tell us a little bit what you're looking for and how people can reach out to you?
Yeah, so on those, we're doing a minimum of 50K, 12 months, and then I don't know, about 14% interest, probably not much higher.
Mhm.
And then what's cool though is like we're very open about those. Like anyone that wants to learn, we're like
Mhm.
not gatekeeping any of that info because I mean, the new construction, we do it on the co-living, but and we're keeping it,
Mhm.
but the new construction on the spec builds, so like building it and just selling it, like reverse engineering the buyer demand, that's pretty attractive as well.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
one's more like passive income, and
Mhm.
then the other for me is active
Active
income.
income. Active income.
Yeah.
Are you looking for help on finding buyers?
Um, Not on Big Island. We're gonna enter a new market soon,
Hmm.
where then that could be more helpful.
Yes.
Right now on Big Island, though, they do pre-sale, or if they do make it to market, they're 5 days on
I mean,
average.
that is amazing that it's selling so quickly. Like pre-market
Yeah,
versus being, oh, that is so cool. So yeah, definitely. If you're a bird dog listening in, reach out to Dustin. He may have opportunities for you later on in a new market that he is expanding into. So
yeah,
then, if you won't mind saying again how they can reach out to you for capital raising, you're looking for funding for the spec bills, and then also for bird dog eventually in the future.
yeah. Buy deals with Dustin.com.
Buydealswithdustin.com and IG Dustin Geroski.
Hmm.
All right, so perfect. Oh my God. So you're so super busy. Congratulations, you just had a new baby and you have your son. Tell us a little bit how you balance for someone getting into real estate. How do you do the work-life balance?
I would say it is like that myth that there's balance. I'd say the way my wife and I got it organized is during the weekdays
Mhm.
until 5 p.m., it's just assumed I'm like on another planet. I'm like
Okay.
off the grid, unless it's a full-blown emergency.
Okay. Okay.
Um, my phone's always on silent.
Hmm.
Even if even if Pace called, it wouldn't ring.
I love that.
So like
No
so
distractions. No
that
distractions.
helps. Yeah, that helps a ton. Like very strict on the calendar.
Hmm.
So like on Sunday, I think I that's when I just hit you up and say, hey, we're locked in for
Yes.
tomorrow.
Hmm.
Saturdays or Sundays,
Yes.
like looking at the week and saying, all right, these are the big things that I want to do, and kind of reverse engineering on the calendar, like, all right, on a weekly basis, if this is my goal, how much do I need to do this week to make progress towards that goal or those goals?
Okay.
And
Love
so
that.
really, yeah, a
Very,
blend of
very
just
super
mhm.
focused. What time do you start? So you said your wife's some between what time to 5 p.m. You're off the planet. You're off the grid.
Yeah. So like this morning was a pretty good example. So I woke up at 4.
Hmm.
I start getting ready. Then our son, he's almost 3. He
Hmm.
usually wakes up 4:30, needs a bottle, diaper change. So I do that.
Okay.
And then after that, by 5:30, I'm heading to the gym.
Okay. Okay.
And so that's kind of when it starts.
So 5:30
Yeah.
is your time to do your magic moment, go to the gym, and then get started into your active passive income.
Mhm. Yeah.
And do you time block?
I'm trying to get better. I've been like adding, so I mean, most of the year I was laser focused on co-living,
Hmm. Hmm.
and now I'm adding this additional revenue stream.
Yes.
And so I'm getting better at like putting chunks in the calendar,
Hmm.
which can be hard because sometimes you can't perfectly
Yeah.
time a call or
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm trying to do it in more chunks,
More
like
chunks.
co-living chunk, Hawaii chunk,
Got it.
stuff
Got it.
like that.
I love
And
that.
then technically soon, I think in a week or two,
Hmm.
I'm one of the Subto coaches, one of the one-on-one coaches.
Okay, great.
So,
So you can be adding that on there. Yeah.
so yeah, I really have to dial in the calendar because there'll be 30-minute coaching blocks one-on-one.
Hmm. Okay, cool. For this, when you say sub two coaches, for someone just joining sub two,
I didn't even know this was the thing till like
like an MSA.
August.
Hmm.
No, so there's regular Subto, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But then when people sign up, there's this thing called Elite Subto.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But they're basically buying like Tumanowski did this for a couple of years, April Giuliano, Dustin Kircher.
Hmm.
I think there's only 4 or 5 before, and now there's 20,
Okay, awesome.
where someone, instead of paying the normal Subto costs, they pay like 50% more or something,
Hmm.
and they're pre-buying 30-minute blocks where they can access the coaches
Okay, great. Oh, I love
and
that.
get like essentially a more fast track version of like how to navigate Sub 2 early on.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Oh, well, congrats. That's awesome. You make a
Yeah,
great
thank you.
coach. Of course. You mentioned something, I'll just jump back. You said, unless there is an emergency, family emergency, what constitutes a family emergency in your family when your wife has to come get you?
If she knocks on, I'd say like it doesn't happen very often, but if there's like we're in the middle of potty training right now,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
and there's been some
Very
crazy
important
potty
time.
training
Yeah, yeah,
incidents.
yeah.
So only like probably two of those where it's gotten wild.
Yeah.
Things have ended up on the walls in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
So that would be one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then other than that, there's not really been many. I mean, people will call,
Hmm.
but like for years, my phone's always been on silent, so I don't even see it.
I love that.
And so I'll see the messages though. Like I'll check that like every 30, 60 minutes.
Hmm.
And then yeah.
Your phone doesn't ring. I love that. I love that you're so intentional, and what I admire about you is you being focused and getting a lot done. So that is something that I admire about what how you've
Mm.
streamlined and the things that you've been doing. So, okay, so thank you for sharing about Everest. We found, how to get a hold of you. Tell us something about what are you hoping, why are you doing all this? What is the main reason you're doing your real estate? Is it generational wealth? Is it what made you switch and why did you lean towards real estate? What is the main why?
I'll condense it.
Okay.
But so in so my master's is technically a finance MBA.
Hmm.
And what I did was most of it I studied what is money? Like
Hmm.
where does it come from? Who decides how much we have? Who decides where it goes? I went deep,
Yeah.
like deep into the matrix, you could say.
Oh yeah.
One so I learned a lot though, and I realized that they just print it.
Hmm.
It's not backed by basically anything but the military.
Hmm.
And it's not just ours, it's all the countries. And there's inflation reports that come out, but they're significantly lower than what true inflation is.
Hmm.
So what I'm getting at is I realized for me to get ahead, as I couldn't really do it in the stock market,
Hmm.
the only way that was like clear and evident to me was real estate. I was like, I need to buy a lot of real estate because they just print more and more and more money. Like I
Hmm.
remember when I was really young, my grandfather would talk about how candy bars only costed a nickel when he was a kid.
Hmm.
So that's always fueled my curiosity of like, well, why? No
Yeah.
one can answer me. Like no one, like my dad, no one could give me a true, like,
Hmm.
why do we have inflation?
Hmm.
And it's so that's the why, is I realize, okay, I need to buy real estate because it goes up with inflation. You get a lot of leverage, cash flow. I was like, if I don't want to work a 9 to 5 my entire life, this is what I have to do.
Okay.
And
I love
so,
that. I love that. Thanks for sharing. So money, yes, that's the rabbit hole. We won't get on that right now.
you know,
For our audience listening in and someone new, Pace talks a lot about active income. So you mentioned something really important. So you have the passive income, which is a co-living model, and then the spec build that you're doing when you sell that, that's active income. For someone just starting out and say they're year two, I'm sorry, first year OC this year, what advice would you give them on getting started in active income? Something that would pan out. Because we all know like you can wholesale, you can do fix and flip, you can get into many different things. What would you say would be not really the easiest, but something that they can get started and see results so they don't get discouraged?
um, I'd say something that's overlooked quite often. But I guess if the audience specifically that you're mentioning is Owners Club,
Yes.
I'd say people they overlook the acquisition fee when they buy. Like it is incredibly reasonable.
Hmm.
It's actually normal when you're buying assets to charge a 2 to 3, maybe even 4% acquisition fee.
Okay. Hmm.
So like if you're buying $1 million something,
Hmm.
it's not crazy or irrational for you to charge a $40,000 acquisition fee. So
If you're
that's a
wholesaling, like a wholesaler
no,
or
no, no,
no,
no.
buy and hold.
Yeah, buy and hold.
Okay.
So like any major funds or syndicates or teams and stuff, Grant Cardone, like they're even Subto fund, they're
Yes.
charging a 2 to 3 up to 4% acquisition fee.
Right.
So like let's say you buy a co-living property, it's completely reasonable for you to charge a $10,000 acquisition fee.
Hmm.
And so I think that is what most people don't do, but should.
I agree with that. Yes.
Like, not get crazy with it, of course.
Sure.
But I mean, I know a lot, like the house that Pace bought for Maddie,
Hmm. Hmm.
there's like a, there's, I don't know what it was, but I think at least a $20,000
20, I
acquisition
think it
fee.
was a 20K acquisition fee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, I mean, wholesale, yes. I think another one, though, after acquisition fee is some sort of consulting,
Hmm. Hmm.
whether it's consulting for cash, consulting for equity. I think those are the two that are really underlooked.
Hmm. Love that.
So
And
like a perfect one, I think you could do it is brand building. You could do some consulting on brand building.
yes. Thank you. Yeah, and some the simple things you overlook, but I think that's great that you said that, the acquisition fee and consulting fee, because time is money, right? And
Yeah,
I'm so protected off my calendar now. So
yeah,
broke it down and I got it very streamlined. Fate, family, and friends. That's it. And I really keep
yeah,
it minimum and I book out, right? So you have, and then as far as the active income, working on that as well, the five different active incomes. So
yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
One other word of advice to our audience listening in, specifically for OC members. Actually, no, let's go to sub two because we get a lot of sub two. For someone just joining sub two, and as you're going to be a coach here soon, what one skill do you think would you recommend for them to learn within the first 90 days?
I would say whatever state that they're in,
Hmm.
they just need to go all out, even if they're like cutting their sleep in half and go to every single meetup they possibly can in the first 90 days.
Okay.
And then when they go, they need to be like ultra intentional
Hmm.
about when they're networking, identifying like as simple as it is, like Paisley says, what do you have? What do you need?
Okay.
And then like truly just build out a Google sheet
Hmm.
of like, all right, name, phone number, email. This is where I met them, the date. This is what they're interested in.
Hmm.
These are the resources they have, which even it could only be time. Maybe they don't have skills or money,
Hmm.
but it's typically it's someone has either skills,
Hmm.
money, or time, and
Skills.
that comes from who's it called? It's one of Pace's mentors actually.
Okay.
The
Oh,
one it's slipping my mind right now who he
that's okay.
is. Ken
I know.
McElroy.
Oh, yes, yes,
Those
yes.
are the three.
Okay. I remember the money and time. The skills are huge. That's a good thing. So can you repeat that again? So go to every single meetup that you can.
Mhm. And then,
Ultra
collect
focus.
contact info,
Hmm.
identify what they're looking for,
Hmm.
and then identify what they have. And one of those answers, it's going to be time, money, or skills.
Love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I wish I had that when I first started, but it's still something that could still be used right now.
Yeah,
You're not, because I remember when I would go to first starting and went to meetups, I was not ultra focused. I was not intentional. You would just kind of observe, like my first one, like who's who. But then
yeah.
as we got in, you know what you're looking for. So you get to put that into perspective. So thank you
Yeah,
for sharing.
because let's say this is what I spoke at my old undergrad in Hawaii.
Mhm.
And so I told him, you build this list, you have a couple hundred people over time,
Mhm.
then you throw it in chat.
Mhm.
And when someone asks you, like, hey, I'm looking for blah, 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 money for this, or I'm looking for this kind of deal, just go to your chat and say, all right, who should I hit up that is most likely to have this?
I love that. That is great. A lot of jewels, a lot of gems here, Dustin. Thank you so much. One final question, and then we'll wrap up. Thanksgiving is approaching us. Tell us a little bit about a tradition that you shared with your family when you were growing up as a kid for Thanksgiving.
Mm. We actually made, instead of the normal Thanksgiving meals, on my
Hmm.
stepmom's side, they're Italian.
Hmm.
So it's all Italian food.
Oh, I love it.
And it was like 3 days of Italian.
Oh my gosh, really? So you had
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and what Sunday you were just recovering from all the Italian.
Yeah, something like that. But it's the pizzas, the pastas, the meatballs, all the different desserts with ricotta.
Oh
Yeah.
man, love Italian food. My father-in-law is Italian, so we had a mix on our Thanksgiving as well on my husband's
Mm,
side. So we did have spaghetti, we did have meatballs. My mother-in-law made amazing meatballs, so that was great. Yeah.
mm.
Well, thank you for sharing. Any last minute things you want to share with our audience before we wrap up?
I would say after teaching the semesters, both of them,
Hmm.
co-living,
Yes.
and then just in general being in sub two, I'd say the number one mistake that people make is they overthink things and they think they need to know 100%. But I'd say massive action at like 60% is better than perfect, like 90%.
Yeah.
So just massive action and clean it up as you go.
I love that. And that's exactly one of the things I did when I started following you and doing the YouTube and doing the LinkedIn. I'm like, I don't care if it's correct. We can change it as we go.
Mm,
The podcast was not, the greatest, the first one, but you refine it over time, and it may not be perfect, but it's just to capture and provide the content. So don't worry about what font or, I used to be like that, like, hey, it's got to be perfect. Is my hair going to be good? All this stuff. Now it's just record. Like, just do it.
yeah. After this, I'll shoot you a screenshot and a voice memo of what I figured out recent, but it's pretty cool. I don't edit my YouTube videos, nothing, but I I could track on my link tree where they're coming from, what country, what city.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
and these videos from YouTube, they go to Linktree and now I see like France, Germany, like
I love that.
all over.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty
It's
wild. That's
wild.
pretty wild. Oh my gosh. Well, Dustin, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing. And I am so excited. I can't wait to see what you're going to do on Big Island and the next market that you're driving. And I know that you will achieve your goal of 1,000 affordable housing. And thank you so much for working on that because a lot of us are sharing and trying to solve the housing crisis. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for all the gems, especially for our new Sub 2 members. OC members, active income. I really, really appreciate you. And you are just a gem. I love that you're so sharing and caring and you give. And thank you for all that you've done for us.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks, everybody. See you on the next one.